Former Texas Congressman Colin Allred throwing his support behind liberal firebrand Jasmine Crockett in his state Senate race this year, after her opponent, State Representative James Talarico, allegedly made a disparaging comment about him.
That allegation came from a TikTok user who claimed that in a series of videos, that Talarico told her during an off-the-record one-on-one that he signed up to run against a, quote, mediocre black man, not a, quote, formidable, intelligent black woman, apparently referencing Alred and Crockett, respectively. Those videos went viral and they caught the attention of Alred, who gave a fiery response in a video of his own. Take a listen.
First of all, let me just give you some free advice, James. If you want to compliment black women, just do it. Just do it. Don't do it while also tearing down a black man. Maybe you use the word mediocre because there was something creeping into your mind about yourself. Because I know you're not talking about somebody who's been better at 3 things than you've ever been at 1. You are not saving religion for the Democratic Party or the left. You're not saying anything unique. You're just saying it looking like you do. Don't come for me unless I send for you. Okay, James? And keep my name out of your mouth while you're at it.
Alred continued, sending this message to young black men looking to get into leadership.
Let me just say to all the young black men out there, all the young men who come from tough background, struggle growing up, who maybe think that someday you want to put yourself forward as a leader in your community. It's going to have haters like this are going to show up. There's going to be folks like this. And when we see them, we should say thank you. Thank you for taking off the mask. Thank you for telling us who you really are and what you really think. And goodbye.
Crockett then praised Alred's response in a statement, writing in part, quote, "It's unfortunate that at the start of Black History Month, this is what we're facing." Alred drew a line in the sand. He made it clear that he did not take allegations of an attack on him as simply another day in the neighborhood. He decided to stand for all people who have been targeted and talked about in a demeaning way as our country continues to be divided. We must all stand, especially when it feels uncomfortable, to say what is right and what is wrong.
Talarico pushed back on the claim he gave that specific description of Alred. He called it, quote, a mischaracterization. He continued in a statement, "In my praise of Congresswoman Crockett, I describe Congressman Allred's method of campaigning as mediocre. His life and service are not. I would never attack him on the basis of race. I understand how my critique of the congressman's campaign could be interpreted given this country's painful legacy of racism, and I care deeply about the impacts my words have on others."
This is quite a furor.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it has all emerged. I mean, we'll get in, of course, to the substance of it in a second. But it's like a series of TikTok videos where someone says, well, this was said. Now, the person's obviously right. The person is correct that some words like that were used.
Talarico didn't deny it.
Right.
Entirely. He didn't say, I never said this.
Exactly. He said he meant something slightly different. He was critiquing Allred's campaigning skills.
Yeah.
But, quite a row.
Maybe he should have just said he never said it. How could you know? He's too honest.
How could you prove it? Yeah.
No, I did say it, but I didn't mean it that way. I mean, James Talarico is probably not racist, and he probably didn't mean it in a racist way about that he's mediocre in terms of his blackness, just that he'd run a mediocre campaign, and he thinks Jasmine is going to run a more...
Yeah.
But it was probably a tone-deaf way it was said, and it seems like Allred's kind of, in my view, seeking attention for himself and his feelings hurt more than it needs to be, but I guess that's his right.
I mean, it's certainly his right to react in any way that he likes, and I do think that a mediocre black man is, I mean, there is something that...
If he said those 3 words in that exact order.
Right, no, fair,
yeah.
Fair. There is a denigration, obviously, to that. Now, if he was seeking to juxtapose Alred with Crockett and say, Crockett's great or whatever, you can make that argument, it seems to me, without even getting adjacent to those kinds of words. Now, the question is whether it, I guess, electorally speaking, will affect the shape of this race. I was looking at polling in that race, and it really is all over. Yeah, well, it's pretty close and also all over the place. Like that, there are 2 polls in the last month that one gives like Crockett a significant advantage over Talarico, and the other the reverse, and then a very close poll. So it's going to be interesting to see if this is the sort of thing that could have some kind of impact.
Yeah, it seems like it's either of them could have it at this point. Obviously, Republicans, I think, would rather have Crockett win it. They perceive James Talarico, they feel very threatened by James Talarico. They're concerned that he is a very electable general election candidate, particularly if the Republican candidate is Ken Paxton, who is, you already see Republicans gearing up to do the Carrie Lake effect, pick the most bombastic, MAGA beloved person who is just not generally electable. That could very much happen again. It could happen in Minnesota if they pick Mike Lindell to be their governor candidate. That could happen. So many interesting choices Republican primary voters make for themselves.
Right, and primary voters on both sides. Although, you know, obviously we have seen several times people who were assumed to be unelectable turn out to be very electable at the end. So, I mean, I get what the argument is for Talarico, that he's sort of a less incendiary kind of figure.
Yeah.
But, you know, Crockett obviously has her capacity to really fire up the Democratic base, and maybe that'll...
I mean, anyone could win. You can never
exactly.
make the comment, well, that person could never win. Well, you know, all these elections are 45-55.
Right.
There are other factors at play. It's going to be an unfavorable climate for Republicans,
Absolutely.
probably. We'll see. I guess this is the time that I admit I'm a bad political correspondent. I'm not sure I even knew that Colin Allred was black. Personally, I'm not sure I've seen a picture of him before.
Well, it has
not a major enough figure on the Robbie Suave radar.
Well, at least Talarico Gate has raised your awareness in that respect. Then. And the Pentagon is seemingly giving an ultimatum to the Boy Scouts. We'll tell you about that right after this.